The birds are bipedal, feathered, and warm-blooded. That is homeothermous animal. What is bipedal, feathered? Bipedal means the organism which work or locomotion is through by or carried out by the two hind limbs. Okay, two rear limbs or legs is called as a bipedal, and feathered because even the flight, that is a wings are uh, um, is a modified hind forelimbs in the birds. The wings are the modified forelimbs of birds, and this also aid in locomotion. So bipedal, and wings are covered with the feather, so bipedal feathered. Okay, or bipedal flying vertebrates. Okay? And warm blooded, that is they can maintain their body temperature irregular or irrespective to its environment. Okay, that is also known as a homeothermous animal. Okay, then the four limbs are modified into wings, and most of them can fly except few flightless bird, that is for example ostrich. Okay, and class Aves has about 9,000 species of, okay, of birds. The hind limbs in this Aves, the hind limbs are adapted for perching, walking, or swimming. Okay, and it is usually bears four, sometimes three toes, and rarely there are two toes. For example, in this flightless bird and all, they will be having a three or two toes, while other two are get degenerated. Okay, this is because this the modification in the toes are based on their mode of habitat. Okay, then next point is, um, except Europhagium gland. Europhagium gland is a gland, for example, the preen gland or the oil gland, which are found at the base of the tail, and and this is used for waterproofing. This is basically found in most of the aquatic animal, birds, but basically all have this is help in this waterproofing their outer, or waterproofing their this feathers. Okay, and they are mostly located at the base of the tail. Okay, and no skin glands are present, so only this Europhagium glands, that is um, preen and gland and oil glands will be present, whereas in ostrich and parrot this oil glands are lack, means they doesn't have this oil gland. Okay, the next point is the upper jaw. Upper and lower jaws are modified into beak, and this will be they will be having they doesn't have a teeth. Okay, and beaks are adapted to many ways of feedings. That is feeding, uh, for example, that is again based on their habitat or the mode of their prey of their feed is. Okay, so seed will be having a crushing type of beak, then the fruit will be having a scooping, then flesh tearing beak, then nectar sipping, then wood chiseling. These are the different types of beaks which are modified as per their habitat plus the feeding. Okay, uh, then next point is the legs are modified for walking, hopping, grasping, perching, wading, and swimming. Okay, and this legs bears a horny epidermal scales. Okay, the next point is the alimentary canal. Here in birds, the alimentary canal has a additional chamber, and this chamber called as the crop and the gizzard. The crop stores the food and softens the food. Okay, whereas the gizzard helps in crushing and churning the food. Okay, and there is also a cloacal will be cloacal aperture will be present, gallbladder is absent. For example, in some seed-eating birds, that is referred to as a graminivorous. Okay, graminivorous means the birds which eat seed. In that uh, in that bird, the gallbladder will be absent. For example, in pigeons. Okay. The next point or characteristic is the respiration. The respiration is carried out by the lungs, and there will be the lungs are spongy and elastic. Okay, and air sacs are connected to these lungs, which will be provided with the supplement respiration. Why the respiration in the birds are very well developed? Because in order to meet that energy level, in order to provide that oxygen, the amount of oxygen during the flight, this all will be carried out by the lungs. So there will be a supplement respiration will be present, that is in the form of the air sac, which are again connected to the lungs. Okay, and here in basically what happened in birds, the larynx actually produce the voice, but here in this, the larynx does not produce an voice, or it does not act as a voice box, but in birds the voice is produced by a special organ called as a syrinx. Okay, syrinx. Okay, syrinx will be producing the special the voice. Okay, then next point is the heart. The heart is four chambered. In the birds, the heart is four chambered. Remember, in reptiles it is a three chambered, or it is a partially divided. Yeah, but except in crocodile, which is the four chambered. Remember, so here in birds, all birds will be having a four chambered heart. Okay, and here the sinus venosus is absent, and also the renal portal system is very much reduced. Okay, in this is reduced in order to make a less body weight. Okay, renal portal system, the portal system will help in uh, actually supplying the food, collecting from the like it actually renal or portal system does bypasses the heart mostly. Okay, most of the organs, so it is actually very well developed in the humans and all this, but what happened, it is actually composed of capillaries. Okay, and thus in order to reduce the weight and all, this renal portal system is very much reduced. Okay, and the even the RBC not are nucleated. Okay, and it will be oval and biconvex. Okay, the next point is the about excretion. The kidneys over here are metanephric, which will be opens in this metanephric, and which drains the nitrogenous waste, um, basically in form of, or chiefly it will be the uric acid. Okay, and this will be opened into a cloaca through a ureters. Okay, here remember, in birds the urinary bladder is absent except only in one, that is Rhea americana, that is also called as a South American ostrich. Okay, in this the urinary bladder will be present. Okay, and as the name suggests, it is the flightless bird, ostrich. Okay, but particular in the South American ostrich will be having a urinary bladder. Okay, whether while the other ostriches will be in the urinary bladder will be absent. Okay, and this is also like the next point is the brain, and brain is very well developed as compared to the reptiles, it will be having a larger cerebellum and optic lobe as compared to the reptiles. In this bird, cerebellum and the optic lobes are quite large. Okay. Then next points is they will be having a 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Okay. Then next characteristic feature is the in the birds a keen sense of sight, but they will be having a poor sense of smell. The sight sense or visual, the eyes will be very sharp, or they can um, have a very well developed a sight, okay, sense of sight, but the poor sense of smell. Okay, but in kiwi what happens, kiwi the bird, kiwi, okay, they will be having a very good sense of smell. Okay, then here the pectin is present in the eyes of a bird, and as this is about the visual and smell. Then next sense comes the ear, the audio. The ears are opening, ear openings are present, and each ear consists of three parts: the external, middle, and internal. Okay? And that is also a sharp one. Okay? The next point is the endoskeleton. The endoskeleton is fully ossified, that is a bony. Okay, it forms of bones, and the long bones, these bones are long and they are hollow with the air cavities. Okay, that is pneumatic. Okay, and this help in reduce the weight. Okay, then there is no bone marrow is present. So here the bone marrow is present, there is no bone marrow is present, that's why the bones are hollow. And the skull is monocondyle, that is with one occipital condyle. Then comes the sternum. The sternum is very well developed with the median keel, and this keel, the one of the most important characteristic feature of the birds is the presence of keel at the sternum, and this keel will be strongest one because it has to attach the, or it provides the surface area for the attachment of the flight muscle. Okay, then next characteristic feature is about female reproduction. A female has only one single left ovary and oviduct is present. Okay, and it is very well developed, and if the right ovary or oviduct are present in any of the bird, then they will be act as a vestigial organ, that is non-functional organ. Okay, the next point is many birds show sexual dimorphism, that is the male and female, we can distinguish the male and female by the appearance. Okay, morphological, the coloration and all, with the help of that is the sexual dimorphism is seen, and most of the time the males are more attractive than the females. Okay, and here the all birds are oviparous. Okay, that they will be laying an egg, and like reptiles, birds lay this cleidoid eggs, which are macrolecital and calcareous. Okay, macrolecital, the type of eggs. Okay, and this the calcareous, because it is covered with the outer covering is calcareous, the protective shell. Okay, then the embryonic membranes are present. The four important embryonic membranes are present in birds, that are chorion, amnion, allantois, and yolk sac. Okay, so chorion, amnion, allantois, and yolk sac. Then next point, the last characteristic feature of this bird, the birds are most beautiful among the animals, and they show a courtship, nest building, parental care, migration, and territorial behavior. This is the one of the behavior top, like organism of birds will be showing the courtship. Courtship means before mating, uh, mating dance will be shown by a male to attract a female. Okay, in courtship, even dancing, uh, mating dance, then offering of gifts, then building of nest. This most of the things or behavior is carried out by the male in most of the birds. Okay, few the females will be doing that, but in most of the times the birds will be the most attractive than the female, and it will perform the dance, then it will offer a gift to the female, and then the female needs to decide she wants to continue or not. Okay, and nest building is one of the another part of the courtship. Okay, and nest building also help in territory marking. Okay, territory marking is one of the characters. Okay, then parental care, okay, is seen. Then like few birds will be showing migration. Okay, like 30% of birds, that is in order, this migration is because to for the breeding, that is for nesting, and for also temperature changes na, so they move from one place to another, migratory birds and all. Okay, this is about the general characteristic of class Aves. Now we will see what are the adaptation, the flight adaptations they have performed or uh, is observed in the class Aves. Okay, the first point is the spindle shaped body. For the flight adaptation, the birds have spindle shaped body, that is, it is designed to offer minimum resistance to the wind. Okay, the next point is the feathers. The birds are provided with the passage of air, and they reduce friction to minimum. This feathers provides the passage for air and reduce the friction to minimum, and they also prevent loss of heat and helps to maintain the constant body temperature. Okay, feathers. Then wings. The four limbs in a birds are modified into wings, which helps in flight. Okay, the next point is the beak. This beak are procurement of the food, and the beak is also used for nest building, and has the beak, uh, the teeth are absent, the beaks are modified as per their feeding. Okay, the next point is the neck and head. The neck is mobile, and head is very useful for feeding, nest building, and offense and defense time. Okay, mobile neck means it is very movable, okay, flexible, and head will be help in feeding, nest building, and also during offense and defense time. Okay, the next point of uh, adaptive characteristic for flight is the flight muscle, the presence of flight muscle. The flight muscles are present on the breast, that is greatly developed, which helps in flight, and the keel, which are present at the sternum, will help or provide the surface area for the attachment of this flight muscle. Okay, there are different type of flight muscle. The two main is the downstroke muscle and the upstroke muscle, which rest on the skill. Okay, and this will provide the upstroke of the and downstroke of the flight. Okay, there are many type of flight muscles, but I remember, like I told you, the two main, the most important. Others are also important because they will help this muscle. Okay, then the next point is the hind limbs, that is the legs. In this, they are well suitable for perching, that is, they are during the flight, it help in perching. Okay, the hind limbs, and they are also unable to locomotion in terrestrial, that is land, and some hind limbs are developed for the swimming also, that is the web feet. Okay, then next point is the endoskeleton. The endoskeleton of the birds or the are is composed of ossify, that is composed of bones, and these bones are pneumatic and filled with the air instead of bone marrow, and this will help makes the body light, and most bones are firmly fused together, which helps in flight. Okay, the next point is the air sac. They are attached, these air sacs are attached to the lungs, and which serves as a reservoir of the air, and they may also aid in cooling device, that is in regulation of temperature of the body. Okay, feathers and air sacs will help in regulation of temperature too. Okay, then they are warm bloodedness, that is the birds are warm blooded animal which are necessary for the flight. This will help them to provide that energy. Okay, and it is important for the homeostasis. And then circulatory system, a large oxygen supply is required for rapid metabolism, and thus they are warm blooded. This is very useful. Okay, and it is done by this circulatory system. Okay, so circulatory system will help in providing the oxygen supply and maintaining the body temperature. The next point is the absence of urinary bladder in the birds, that is except rhea, South American ostrich, the urinary bladder is absent in birds. Okay, and excreta is passed out at once, and this help in reducing the weight of the body, and the excretion is basically in the form of uric acid. Then the next point is the brain and eyes. Okay, here the brain and eyes are very well developed. During general characteristic we have already discussed this, that brain and eyes are very well developed. In brain, cerebrum, cerebellum, and optic vesicles or optic lobes are larger. Okay, and this will help in reducing the this will not help in reducing the weight. This provides the equilibrium in the development of brain and eyes. Okay, and is this equilibrium is maintained basically by well developed cerebellum. Cerebellum maintains the equilibrium of the body or body posture. Okay, then next point is the single ovary. The presence of single functional ovary, that is the left ovary, in the female bird leads the reduction of the weight. Okay, which is very much important during the flight. Okay, so this is about the general characteristic features of aves and the flight adaptations in class aves. Okay, if you have any question regarding this topic, then please let me know. Thank you, students.